I just want to talk about something real quick that has been bothering me all day. This idea that if you don't have the reaction that the mainstream media or Democrats or liberals or whatever that they are expecting from an incident, like let's take for example what happened with the brothels or whatever, the massage parlors. If you don't have a reaction of, oh, we need to legalize sex work, we need to legalize sex work, and we need to stop Asian hate, and if you're not doing those hashtags, and if you're not, actively mourning their deaths and outraged about what happened, right? If you're not doing those things, then you don't care about people. You don't care about Asians, you don't care about sex workers, you're a horrible person, right? And I'm just getting so sick of this pressure that they're putting on people to have forced emotional reactions, when really most of the people that are pretending to be outraged or pretending to be sad, they're just moving on with their lives, and they're not going to do anything to support or help any of these women that are involved in sex trafficking or sex work. So a lot of those women are sex trafficked. And so it's just this idea that because you don't agree or support or go along with the narrative, that you don't care about people. You're a horrible person, and you're not loving, and you're not supportive, and it's happening over and over again. It happened with BLM. If you don't have the reaction, if you're not going out and protesting and getting on one knee and putting the black, Instagram post or whatever, and you're not hashtagging BLM, and you're not telling everyone to support Black Lives Matter, and you're not screaming Black Lives Matter or donating to Black Lives Matter or supporting that organization or supporting the movement, then you don't care about Black people, right? This is this constant over and over that they keep doing it to us. The same with anything to do with like sexual orientation. Like if you don't actively support it, and if you don't actively fight for, if you don't put your pronoun after your name when you do an email, right? You don't care about LGBTQ. You hate LGBTQ, right? And it's so false and so wrong, because the thing is, you don't have to support. I don't have to say sex work should be legal to show that I care about sex workers, right? Like most people that I know have big hearts, including myself. Like God gave us big hearts, and we do care about people, and especially people that are in our circles that we know. I'm not trying to say I'm such a great person or whatever, but I always, like, whenever I see a woman begging on the streets for money, like, I always give to women, because I do not want them to sell their body for drugs. And I know that, my dollar that I'm giving them might be something, will be used for drugs most likely, but at least they're not selling their bodies to get drugs, right? And I have had friends that have done that. I have had a little girl that I used to watch, and she got into crackhead. She became a crackhead as she got older. She had a really, really hard life, and my mom was helping her out, and she would have her over and we would watch her. And she got really into drugs and prostitution and stuff like that. And like, I know she doesn't want to do what she's doing, right? And I know that she's, doesn't want to be a prostitute. And instead of acting like we should just make it normal and we should just legalize it and all that, we need to be helping these women. We need to be helping them find paths that are better for them, because sex work, it attracts people that are men that are not stable, okay? Men that repeatedly pay for sex, right? I'm not talking about like one bachelor party or something like that, which I don't agree with either, but I'm talking about men who constantly frequent these massage parlors and go and get sex and pay for sex at these places, right? They are not emotionally stable. It is not a normal thing to do that. It is not, it's not something that just comes naturally, right? It's something that is a psychosis that develops in someone. And so this idea, like I said, it's been bothering me all day. This idea that if you don't go along with the narrative that they're trying to push, that you don't care about those people. You don't care about those women that got shot or whatever by that guy. You don't care about Asian violence. You don't care about Black people. You don't care about LGBTQ, because I'm not reacting and I'm not giving them what they want, what they're trying to push, the reaction that we should be getting, and it's just getting old, because I'm sorry, but some of the most caring people I know are the ones that aren't falling for all of this stuff, okay? That aren't being emotionally manipulated. And, you know, we're living in a society right now where there's just a lot of pain. You know, we have 8,000 deaths a day in America. And the mainstream media is basically picking and choosing what we are allowed to feel bad about, what we are allowed to feel sad about, what we are allowed to feel outraged about. And they pick it, and they're like, here, they blast it all over the news, and we're stuck with either saying, you know what, I'm just not going to bother with this. I'm not going to comment on this. I'm not going to mourn for this. And if you don't do that, then you're considered someone who's bigoted or who doesn't care about others or something like that. And it's just getting really old, and we need to not feel pressure to have to follow along with what they're trying to do to us to emotionally manipulate us. It's going to happen again and over and over again. It's going to come back with the BLM stuff. The Asian stuff is going to die out, right? Because it's the drive-by media, which Rush used to always say, bless him, the drive-by media. And pretty soon they're going to have a new, okay, Rico, come on. He's so annoying. He's trying to get the cat. It's the drive-by media, and they're going to have a new sensational story that everyone's supposed to be outraged about, and everyone's supposed to stop white violence, stop white supremacy, right? Or whatever they're trying to push from the story. And we have to not follow along. We have to say, you know what, I'm resisting this. There are people in my community, people that are suffering in my community outside my front door that I need to be putting my emotions into, instead of these stories. And this is not because I'm not a caring person or I don't love others. It's because I am not allowing myself to be emotionally manipulated by the mainstream media, okay? There are people in your community who need help. Okay? Save your emotion, save your caring, loving self for that. That's all I gotta say. And it's just getting old, right? God bless, bye.